हरमाइनी ग्रैंगो।
ग्रैंगर? हरमाइनी ग्रैंगर
क्या होती है बताना?
क्या होती है बता?
हरमाइनी याद है, मुझे नहीं पता था।
नहीं आगे बता। ग्रैंगर बोल 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 बोल।
मैं उठ के चली जाऊंगी, मैं नहीं करूंगी।
अच्छा एक बार नाम तो बता दे।
मैं नहीं बोल रही।
अच्छा दूसरा क्या नाम था? हैरी पुतर,
हैरी पॉटर।
और रॉन का क्या था?
मैं नहीं बता रही।
वैजली या वैसलीन?
वीजली।
गुड यार, चलो।
हरमाइनी का क्या था?
ग्रेंजर। हरमाइनी ग्रेंजर। हरमाइनी
ठीक
ग्रैंगर।
है, तो हम भी। हाँ, तूने पिछले व्लॉग में क्या बोलता? ब्रूगा बोला था ना। ब्रूज था उसका नाम। ब्रूज भी था, ब्रूगा भी था। सो हरमाइनी ग्रैंजर भी हो सकता है, हरमाइनी ग्रैंगर भी हो सकता है।
Absolutely. Let's go back to the first vlog. लोड़ी में आपने क्या बोला था मैडम? हाँ बताओ।
मुझे कुछ याद नहीं है।
इसमें तुम ब्लैक वाली एक्टिंग क्यों कर रही थी? तू फंबल पे फंबल मार रही है।
हेलो एवरीवन एंड वेलकम बैक टू अनदर वीडियो। ये वीडियो बहुत अमेजिंग होने वाली है क्योंकि इसमें हम बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट टॉपिक कवर करने वाले हैं।
And actually this video is also one of the most requested videos by a few of our subscribers.
So without further ado, let's start with this video. I am Shivani.
And I'm Archit. And together we are Do Musafir.
For anyone looking to rent a house in Belgium, we have created a 4-step process which we will cover in this video.
The first step of the process is understanding the classification of home renters.
And there can be 4 categories of people who are going to rent. You can either be a student, an employee on a short term or a long term stay, or someone who's indecisive just like us. And for each category, there are different things that may act as your priority.
अब हमारे केस में we are really not sure whether Belgium is going to be a long term thing or a short term thing for about 3 years. So the things that are really important to us when we are looking for an apartment for rent may not be that important for somebody who's here for let's say 7-8 years. So the duration of your stay actually becomes a very important point that you have to consider before you are looking for an apartment to rent. Let's move on to the next point, which is creating a master checklist.
There are 5 components that are a part of checklist. The first is the budget. Now the budget of the house includes rent, utilities and maintenance. Utilities includes electricity, heating, hot water, etc. And when I talk about maintenance, it includes common area, lifts and whatnot. We will talk about this in detail later in our video.
Now for these 3 components, we had kept a maximum budget of 1000 euros while we were searching apartments for rent.
The next component on your checklist should be the locality you want to settle in.
If you are planning to stay away from Brussels, places like Waterloo, Leuven, etc. are well connected to the city. If you plan to stay in the Brussels city, there are some great communes like Aver, Etterbeek, etc. that you should consider, and we have captured them in the description box below. Now in our case, since my job was in the city and we were really not sure where Shivani will get a job, so we decided to stay in Brussels at least for the first year.
The next component is the type of house you are looking for. All the standard options like shared, studio, 1, 2 or 3 BHKs, etc. are available depending on your choice. In our case, we had narrowed down on a large studio or a 1 BHK.
The fourth component is the furnishing of the apartment.
In our case, we were focusing on getting an unfurnished apartment. So now let's move on to the final component in the checklist, and that is the duration of the lease. There are 4 types of rental contracts, and each of them have some guidelines given by the government to the owners. We have captured them in the description box below. In case the tenant breaks the lease, there are some penalties imposed, and you can look at them on your screen right now. Ours is a short-term lease for 1 year. Now that your checklist is ready, let's move on to the next step of our 4-step process, and that is ways to find an apartment or house to rent.
There are a lot of options that you can explore while you are searching for an apartment to rent. Please note that everything over here takes time. So you need to manage your time efficiently.
Now, in our case, Archit's company had provided us with an accommodation for 14 days, and we were able to finalize the current residential place, I think on the 9th or the 10th day. It took us around 20 more days to complete the entire process before we could shift to our apartment. Coming back to the various options to find an apartment, there are three main ways to do it: real estate agents, Facebook groups, and online websites. You can look for real estate agencies online and contact them.
There are several agents that we used while searching for the apartment. These agents or agencies like J&J Properties, Trevi Group, Everest Properties were exceptional. The best part about the process in Belgium is that as a tenant, we don't have to pay anything to them if we use their services. It is actually the responsibility of the owner to pay their commission in the form of first month's rent.
The second alternative is Facebook groups. There are a lot of Facebook groups that you should join while you are still in your home country. You will find a lot of people posting ads to find a flatmate with whom they could share the apartment.
And for that matter, we actually found this apartment via a Facebook group post.
The third way is using the different websites like BBF, EmoWeb, etc. Let's first talk about BBF, which provides serviced apartments. Now, these are generally preferred by people who are here on a short-term basis. There are three primary choices in serviced apartment category. If you are looking at serviced apartments, you should look at websites like HomeLike, Spotter Home, and BBF. Don't worry, we have provided the links to all these websites in the description box below. Now, even though they are a little pricey when compared to an unfurnished apartment, in case of short-term stay, I think they are a great option as it buys you some good time to find your dream apartment. Now, you can also book the appointments to these serviced apartments even before coming to Belgium.
Now let's move on and talk about the biggest player in the apartment search domain, and that is EmoWeb. EmoWeb is actually a platform just like Magic Bricks, 99 Acres back in India, and it helps you narrow down with the number of options that it has in terms of the apartments for rent. You can also download the EmoWeb application, and once you log in and define your search criteria, you will instantly start seeing different options. You can play around with the filters like the furnishing that you want, the maximum budget that you have, the number of bedrooms that you will like, and subsequently you will start seeing the results. Using the EmoWeb application, you will also see the different agents that are active in that particular area. You can then go on to their website and look at an even more set of options that they have in that particular area.
There's a proper guideline as a part of the ministerial order of the Brussels capital region. The house and its minimum area depends upon the number of people living in that house. You might want to read these guidelines and you can find them in the description box below.
Okay, let's move on to the next topic, which is the costs that are involved in case of a new tenant moving in an apartment.
So by now you're aware about the monthly rental and utilities cost. The security deposit usually varies from 2 to 3 months. Now you have to open an account and deposit your security amount. Neither the owner or you can access this amount till the end of the rental contract. A very popular website that most people use and even we used to create our account is Corfin, and we have linked that in the description box below.
Okay, so next is the home inspection charge. Before you move into an apartment, there will be an expert who will come into the apartment and will look at the different aspects of the house and will review even the minutest of the details. This expert can be a representative of the rental agency or can be an independent third party.
After the investigation is over, he will prepare a report and send it to you. You will have a month's time to review and revert with any additional comments.
Now, typically this expert charges around 350 to 400 euros for that visit, and this cost is equally divided between the owner and the tenant.
There is a building insurance, a mandatory fire insurance, and in some cases a flood insurance that you will have to purchase. Now these insurance roughly cost around 100 euros each for every year. You can check if your building has a separate insurance or if the cost is included in the monthly utilities that you pay. For us, we had to pay for a building insurance and a fire insurance too.
Now, over and above this, there is a moving in charge that you have to pay. For us, we paid 50 euros as the moving in charge.
Now we'll move on to the final step of our 4-step process, and that is the documentation required for renting an apartment.
These are the documents that you will be asked to submit in order for your rental agreement to be made by the agency.
Once your rental contract is ready, both you and your owner will have to sign it and then get it registered at the commune. And then you will also have to initiate the process of your resident card.
But that is the topic of our future video, and इस video के लिए बस इतना ही. We hope you received all the valuable information required to rent an apartment.
If you have skipped through our video and you have not really watched it in its entirety and you are here, I would leave you with one advice. Even before you land in Belgium, you should try and have your visit scheduled. Whether it is via BBF, looking at service apartments, or furnished or unfurnished apartments using ImoWeb, rental agency websites, or Facebook groups. Ensure that you have visits scheduled even before you land here in Belgium. So you will have to start at least 2 weeks in advance before your day 1 in Belgium.
As always, if you liked watching this video, please don't forget to hit the like button. Let us know what you want to watch next in the comment section below. Reading your lovely comments really motivates both of us to keep coming back with more and more videos.
And if you have not yet subscribed to our channel, we would really request you to please do that. It would mean a lot to both of us.
So guys, thanks for supporting our channel. Stay safe, stay healthy, take care, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.